Thank you very much, your Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to contribute to this debate. Mr. Speaker, it is all agreed, we all agree that this country needs a policy and regulations to assist in governing issues relating to carbon credits. Mr. Speaker, therefore, laws to deal with this issue are welcome. Mr. Speaker, but you must allow me to actually point out the anomalies that we have had. Mr. Speaker, beginning with the procedure, that one day public participation cannot be adequate, cannot be meaningful to something that is as important as this. I know we are trying to ensure that we look good to the international community next week, and it is good for us to look good, but Mr. Speaker, we have actually flouted the rule when it comes to meaningful public participation. Mr. Speaker, we have also flouted the common rule that policy proceeds or precedes legislation. We do not have any policy, and I think Honorable Chute has raised this in this House before. We don't have a policy, a national policy guiding matters relating to carbon credits. And in fact, we have foreign companies and some locals who are benefiting seriously over our national resources, our natural resources on matters carbon credit. So we needed that national policy, and usually you begin with policy and then you bring in the law and regulations. Mr. Speaker, having said that, I hope that even if this law is passed, that we will agree on the need to come back and regularize some of the issues. And because I have very few minutes, I would want to suggest that we actually relook at some of the things. Mr. Speaker, this law has largely focused on carbon credits and is benefiting mainly, has provided a lot more that will benefit the international community than the communities, the local communities. Mr. Speaker, this law has limited the role of county governments and communities. Even though it makes reference to communities, it is a vague reference to communities. Any community member reading this law will not be clear what this means for them as a community. So I think we will need to revisit this in order for us to do justice, particularly for our communities. Mr. Speaker, we need the people of Kakamega to know whether we have people earning over Kakamega forest, which they are working day and night to conserve, but somebody from somewhere will all of a sudden take chunks of it and start earning. That is the new style land grabbing, Mr. Speaker, and we need to protect our communities from these issues. Mr. Speaker, clause 23A makes reference to section 6FA that does not exist in this bill. So I do not know what that is. The technical people need to look at it and see how to address that issue.
Senator Oroba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to remind the House that in